Hola,
I mean,
hola,
after we're live.
Hola,
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We can play now.
rolling, getting play now.
Hey,
Yep.
we are
Rolling.
live tonight, and we getting. What's up, good people?
Hey.
Where Victor at? Where Victor at? I'm here. Where Victor at? I want to hear nothing about work.
You know,
I don't want to hear nothing about work. He talking about we late. We was in the building. Baby.
right? He's just mad because he's not here.
That's the problem.
As usual.
Give a bomb for that girl.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Well. Dun, 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 dun. What's going on?
Oh, I don't have my bell tonight, but I don't need the bell. You
Come
got
on,
the bomb.
ringleader. We're going to pull out the whips and the heels tonight. Are y'all ready for
Sound more like a gang leader.
the
there.
tangy tea monks?
Lord, have mercy.
Get it together.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, welcome to Tangy Tea, everyone. Let me get myself together. I have to tag you good folks in the post.
Oh, gosh.
Welcome back, Fatine.
Hey, good to be back.
So glad to have you back in the studio with us, my brother.
Thank you.
All the way from New York, WBLS radio
All right.
station.
Whoop, Hey, welcome back. Welcome
you,
back.
thank you,
Welcome back. Vic, you just mad because ain't nobody here to sing to you. You want me to
That's it.
sing something to you?
No,
Right. Why
no.
he act like that?
All my love is all I have.
Hey.
That's what I'm talking about.
Psych.
Boy, when a woman plays with you, boy, it cool. Get you all ready to go, and then
Psych.
bam, psych.
Not. And it's not.
I tell you, they
Miss
play
you,
with us
boo.
like a yo-yo.
What's going on? My girl Sharon back in the building,
Hey.
as you all can
Yeah.
see.
Glad to be back.
So glad to have you back with
Shake
us.
it up.
Wait a minute. Now, y'all can't see this, but they wearing some nice wares of, I think, the last guest that was here.
Shouts
Yes,
out to the
the
Mighty
OG.
Bucks collection.
OG Holla, the
But it-
Mighty Bucks. Check out the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
got to check out the But if y'all
You
can
know.
see what they working with, oh, Lord.
Well, you know, a little Mighty Bucks collection there.
Little Mighty
Mhm.
Bucks.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah,
And we did not plan it either.
I'm glad I'm in the town.
We're going to stick with it.
Oh, gosh.
Guys, I'm your host, Veronica. Welcome to Tangy Tea
Hey.
of Life.
All
Hey,
right.
hey,
Whoop,
hey.
whoop.
Here we talk about any and everything, of course. Yes, so tonight's
Buckle up.
Yes, definitely buckle up because this brother is coming for you men. He ain't messing with y'all. He's sick of y'all.
Sick of the men.
He's sick of them. He's sick
Let's
of these.
go. Let's go.
He's sick of these men. What's going on, Tori? Stevenson, my brother.
What's
I
up,
see
Tori?
you. What's going on,
Hey,
Tracy?
Tori.
Everyone out there, thank y'all for tuning in to the tea tonight. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. And it's not a letter; it's more like a topic.
More like a sound like a snitch, but that's all right.
He,
But go ahead.
I mean, it's a little short thing. He just wrote a little short something. So he says, females, listen. Y'all listening? All right. He said, I hear you all talk 50-50 a lot on the show. I have plenty of female friends and I try to tell them, first of all, shout out to Deanna.
Hey, Deanna.
What up, Lady
Hey,
D?
girl.
My bad. Deanna haven't been here in a moment, but she is still part of the fam.
She's getting used to that ball and chain. That's all she's doing.
Oh,
She's
okay.
practicing. That's
so
all.
hopefully
Just practice that ball and chain.
Oh,
That's it.
ball and chain.
hopefully she'll be back with us
Wait a minute,
next
Deanna. When you
week.
come back, we gotta talk then. Huh?
I'm just
I missed
missing
on-
her.
I
I'm
missed
missing
out on
her doing
something.
all this. That hair be flowing.
I missed out.
Hmm.
What I missed? Ooh. That's the ball and
That's
chain
for
music?
Victor. That's Victor's song. He's not
Okay,
here.
You know what?
We miss you, Victor.
Victor.
All right.
Psych.
Playing with you like a yo-yo, brother.
All right. So let's start this back over, shall we?
Sorry,
What she said?
Victor
Sorry.
greasing down.
Bit on the
You greasing down?
He's greasing down. I think he about to fight.
back. He's
He's one or two reasons he greasing down. He about to fight or
no, the other
In the
one.
sheets.
The number 2 between the sheets, put a little Isley
he is
Brothers
not
on.
wrapping it up.
No, he sure
Well,
he
he
greasing it up.
He already posted that. So
Yeah, he sure did.
he's all about greasing it up.
Woo!
All right.
Vaselina.
Here we go. Females, listen. See what he said? We ain't
Yeah.
even going there with Victor.
Uh-huh.
Masturbate proudly. Okay.
Ain't no shame.
They
He
say you
mad at
live
you.
longer.
That's At least you're safer that
You-
way.
And you get a good sleep. You go to sleep good. You sleep good.
You gotta wrap it up.
Lord, we
They
ain't
say you live longer if you do.
That's right. You keep that prostate working, baby.
Are we going there already tonight? Wow. All right, here we go.
What's up, Stevenson? Yeah, we coming at him already.
Yes, already. Yeah, we coming hard at Victor. He give us a hard time. Y'all know that.
Mhm.
All right, so here we go. Females, listen. I hear you all talk 50-50 a lot on the show. We talk about that a lot. Well, we do get on that, you know.
Y'all,
but
y'all
anyway.
get on that bike sometime.
He says, I have plenty of female friends, and I try to tell them that they should not be going 50-50 with their man. Some of them been in relationships for years, some married, but still doing this 50-50 thing. I asked them, is that your man or someone you only sleeping with? No real man will allow their woman to pay anything within that household. Wake up, ladies, and know your worth. Be the queens that you're supposed to be. If he can't provide and take care of you, then you don't need him. The end. The end. Well, you know, I can't say that this brother is definitely not speaking for all men. Let's say that, because some men need help. You know, it's 2021. Things are hard out here. Things are tight. Definitely not looking for a man to take care of the entire household. I mean, just speaking for me. I'm not, I mean, if he's willing to do that, but I'm not getting to ask him, are you paying all these bills, right? Like, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
not-
let me intervene a little bit.
go ahead.
You were once married, right?
Yeah.
So how were the bills split between you two? You had a mortgage, or did you have rent, or right?
Yeah,
So you
mortgage.
had mortgage,
Yeah, we definitely split the bills. And
You
then
split the
we
mortgage?
had, yeah.
and you split light bill and cable and food and cars.
No, it wasn't straight 50-50.
Same
But he
account?
was not paying everything in the house. Been there, done that, where someone was taking care of the entire household. I didn't have to pay for not one single bill.
I
But
would
you have
be
to
for
ask
me,
yourself, are you like, some women are happy doing that? I mean, if the man is doing what they're supposed to do, not only providing financially, if he's taking care of you, taking care of the kids, taking care of this, taking care of that, like everything along the board. But if he's only taking care of you financially and he thinks that's enough, I have a problem with that, because there's more than you paying bills.
That's what I was going to
I
go.
agree.
That's where I was going to go. So
but I don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to go there. So at the end of the day, it comes out to a mutual situation between you two.
Right.
If you make a lot of money at the end of the day, then and the woman is bringing in not as much as you are, then that's something that you two work out. But as you just said, I was going to go there in the sense of 50-50, in the sense of bills. I'm looking at the total relationship, and there is no such thing as 50-50. It's just not 50-50. But since he specified
50-50.
bills at the end of the day, again, what happens if the woman is making double what the man is making? Let's say that woman is making, the man is making $75,000 a year, which is a decent salary. and she's making $150,000 a year. Who pays what? How does it go? And how do you work that out? See, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I hear what the brother's saying, and I'm not here to knock. Everybody's situation is different. This is the 21st century, my brother. And again, we and Victor talk about this, but Victor's not here. I'm not living back in the 1940s. And what applied in the 1940s and the 50s and the 60s, I understand of being a man and stepping up. If you can and you can, and that's what you can do, then fine. Then work that out and make it happen.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you and your significant other come together, and how you decide to do things, that's up to you two.
That's it.
You at the end of the day, you can sit there and preach and sound like some king sitting on some throne and trying to show that you know that's how all men work, but it doesn't work like that. I can see if men are being selfish and not being supportive and just saying coming down the line all the way, but that's not how things work in the real world, my brother. Sorry, it just doesn't work.
Oh, Sharon disagree.
That's up to her.
I don't know. I have a different outlook on it because they don't make men the same. I watch my daughters say the same thing about their grandfather, and this is their father's father, who is now gone, but while he was here on earth, took care of his wife and kids.
Right, I understand that.
So, and when I say that, they both worked. They worked until they retired from their jobs. But I saw that he took care of the house, and when she got paid, she went to the grocery store, and her whole check, she bought the groceries. She came home, and she cooked the groceries.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other bills and stuff, she didn't have to worry about because he took care of them.
Right.
I watched my father go to work and bring home money and deposit in the bank, and my stepmother sat at the table and wrote the checks out for the bills. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my money, our money. She worked too till her job stopped. But my daddy worked every day. Right. So I'm not saying a man can't take care of his woman. Mm-hmm. And in reasonable boundaries, a woman who has a man that can take care of everything, I think she would be appreciative of that and wouldn't be ignorant to the fact that, okay, say we have a mortgage, he pays the mortgage, I'll take care of the cable and the lights and the groceries. I mean, I feel like that's, fair. But if he insists on paying all the bills, then,
Right. Right. And like I said, that's between the two working it out. Hindsight, if I could do things over and wasn't in some of the financial jams and making better decisions, then I would have done things differently.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I would have done more. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I don't want to seem to be hypocritical, but because of some bad decisions, not making right decisions with money and things like that, you get in a bad situation, and then when you end this together, you tend to work together to deal with what's on the table. But again, looking back and making better decisions, then yes, that financial burden that was put on the significant other, then that person would not have to have that financial burden that we collectively together because of some bad decisions done in the past in my life.
Well, I feel like people that are dating, you need to date someone, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be perfect and financially stable, but what I'm saying is if you're dating someone and you two can't help each other grow and build, then you're wasting your time.
Right.
I see so much of it. I see so many other women working hard who will take the second job, who will go without because there's a man in their life or had a man in their life who didn't step up and help them. Right. It's way too many men who are not men. They carry the features of men. They have a ding-a-ling and two nuts.
Two,
and
some
men,
have one,
but they're not men. They're not men. It's just crazy. I look at the world and I was like, you know what? They're just not building men the same. We have to we have to put the blame on some of us. But society is accepting that. The new people,
women are allowing it.
Yeah, they're accepting that, which is,
Well, can I just jump in real quick? You mentioned something. You mentioned your children's grandfather and your father. Mm-hmm. You heard what they said?
And my grandfather.
Right. Now, there is a lot more, and I'm not blaming, but there's a lot more single women today. And a lot of fathers are just not in that household to teach their men, their boys' children, how to become more responsible
True.
men.
And there are women that should allow them, because just because you're not with the father does not mean that that father cannot be a parent to that child.
Exactly.
Because what men need to do to mirror a man, to mirror, they mirror women, they will be women. You need a man to mirror a man.
That's what we're saying. And not
But
to take
we
away from
can't-
the single
we
women.
can't teach them everything
Right.
from a man's perspective.
Right. And I applaud the single women out there that are doing their best, because a lot of times the men, for whatever reason, they choose not to be in their sons or daughters' lives. But as we talking about passing that baton and that mirror for that boy child, I know the difference. When I grew up, majority of my friends had fathers in their life, and my father was in my life. So when I went to my friend's house, that household pretty much ran like my household.
Right.
You know, and it from this house to that house to this house, the household ran similar. The father, the mother, the siblings, you know, the kids and the siblings, and there was order, and there was an order. So when I walked outside in front of my father, or if I walked in front of my friend's father, we walked the same, because most of the parents move similar.
Right.
Well,
And that's what it comes down to, the village. It takes a village to raise
That's correct.
children. And if you were out and if someone saw you
I don't
doing
have to-
something wrong and they tell your parent, they could snatch you up. And then you're going to go home and get snatched up all over again.
There you go.
Now, too much, it's on the defensive. You can't raise other people's kids like, you know, you used to in the day. You can't correct them. Nobody wants you to correct their child. Don't touch my child. You know, it's just lost.
It's just different.
It's lost.
Exactly. Let me just say to Stevenson, I'm sorry, man. I left my bell at
You'll get a
my
bomb.
house. See it?
I give him a bomb.
There you go. I appreciate it. Thank
But
you.
I mean, if these young men aren't taught, how are they going to know to teach
Mhm.
their son?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But they need the chance. Some of them don't even get the chance. So they need the chance. And then the fact that they bring in the wrong man to raise their children, it just hurts them even more. You know, I don't care. You know, people need to stop and look. Your child, your blood, they need their blood, their mainstream, if they want to be a part of their life, because it makes a difference.
Yeah. I want to throw this
So-
question out to you, Veronica, since before you go there,
Mhm.
and to you, Shay. But let me start with you. I know you're the moderator, but I'm going to throw this out to you. What about the independent woman? What about the woman that has been raised independent, has gone out there, been single for a moment, and has been doing their thing, taking care of, handling all their bills? So they get with a man, and at the end of the day, they're not looking for him to do everything. We're coming together as a couple. So, bro, you talking about 50, and, you know, at the end of the day, what about that woman that wants, hey, I don't have a problem contributing. You know, if you want to handle all the bills in the house, I got my own personal credit cards and this, that, and the other. And I've been independent. I'm not giving up my independence. We work as a collective, but we also have our independence. What about that independent woman
Right.
that wants to handle her business because that's how she moves?
yeah, I mean, I'm with that. Like, I'm very independent, and I always say we as women, we need to be careful with that, depending on a man to take care of everything, because God forbid something happen, you're going to have to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of your business. You're going to have to take care of the bills. You're going to have to take care of that, this, that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to take your car to get oil. You're going to have to, you know, do all the things that you're dependent on this man to do. So you need to, you know, be mindful. Like I said, if something was to happen, and me, myself, I am independent. Going into a relationship, I'm not expecting a man to pay for everything. Yeah, I have my own bills. You know what I'm saying? But if he say, hey, babe, I want to, you know, take care of the mortgage. I want to take care of the light bill and the water bill, all of that. Only thing I need for you to do is just take care of the grocery bill. I'm cool.
All right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
But I'm not getting ready to go into a relationship and be like, hey, I need for you to step up and be a man. My grandfather did it. My dad did it. I need for you to take care of the house. Only thing I'm going to do is pay for this. You know, I'm not going into a relationship saying that because I know times are hard. Things have changed
And
since
that's a
when our
bad attitude.
grandparents and stuff was coming along. Things have changed. Like things are more expensive than it was back then. There, you know, we have more bills, you know, technology and all this stuff has come along now that we have to, you know, take in consideration. So we can't just rely on a man. Like I said, now if he want to do that and he's able to take care of the household, everything by himself, hey,
there you go. My friend's like that, and she works, and she's an airline stewardess, and she says that her husband handles the car notes and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, she has to contribute because there's children in the house,
right?
and she has her own bills, and she wants to feel part of this family. She's just not sitting back. She says, "I wasn't brought up like that."
Right.
Just to say, I'm gonna just put everything on him. Now, if he wants to do A, B, and C,
Right.
then I understand that, but I'm going to contribute to make this feel like a unit.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I have, if a man decides to take care of the family as a whole, everything, the controlling method that he used, he's controlled the family, he controls the wife or the girlfriend. It's controlling. You know, that's why a lot of women don't want men to take control over the bills. It's because they don't know how not to be controlling. Even the baby fathers that are not in your house, if they're, you know, paying child support or helping you pay the rent, they feel like they can control you. And that's where a lot of this just goes awry, because you can't pay all the bills and be my husband and then tell me what I can and cannot do.
Right.
You know, you decided to do this. So in order for me to gain freedom, then I have to contribute in a sense, you know. It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Well, I'm gonna flip it. I agree with that. I totally agree. But let's flip it on the other side of the controlling part. That's a problem. But then on the flip side is that when you're taking care of everything, then you're taking for granted. You understand?
Right.
You understand? And not to say because
sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Some people pay everything and don't control. But we do see that. But we also see a person that pays everything, and some people are appreciative, as you mentioned. But then there's some people that wind up taking it for granted. Oh, baby, you know my man. Now you know my man. He take care of everything. I ain't got to do that. I get my nails, my hair, my this, and I cook when I want to. And see that at the end of the day, that's a bad attitude. And how do we take advantage of these situations? How do we take advantage of these situations, but not take advantage of the people? That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me see how mainstream television portray us. Because if you look at Everybody Hates Chris, okay, and his mother, Julius, was the father, Terry, whatever,
Terry Crews.
And so remember, she would quit a job, and on the show they would have her say, "I don't need this job. My husband has 4 jobs or 2 jobs. I don't need this job." So it was like a few episodes where they played that and they portrayed her, and it was a Black family in Brooklyn, right?
That's right.
So, you know, what does that say? What type of reaction should, you know, what they're portraying? What are they portraying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna get
because it came to TV, and every time she would get mad on the job, she quit. I don't have to take this. My husband has 2 jobs. And they played that. So what's the message that they were trying to? Because think about it. What in other television shows, white or Black? Because you look at the Bill Cosby show, and he was a doctor, she was a lawyer, so they were stable. Never was an era where he wanted to leave his job or he was having a bad time or her. But as that was back in the 80s.
Yeah, but if you go further back into the 70s, in good times, James, the father, had a problem holding a job.
Right.
What happened? Florida, the wife, the mother had to go out there, and he didn't want that to happen at first because he felt less than a man because a man's supposed to take care of her household. But she explained that we got to make things work here, and we got to make ends meet. We can't continue to be ducking the landlord and this, that, and the other. So eventually he got here. But
when I portrayed him to be in a house,
exactly. But to answer your
in a neighborhood.
But to answer your point, you got to realize. You brought up Chris. Chris is my era. Me and Chris Rock came up the same era. And my mother quit work. My father worked 2 jobs. My mother worked part-time on the second job of his, which is superintendent. But she quit after me to stay home with me as a kid, and then she was a stay-home mom, but she helped with the super job. So that time was the 70s when we came up. That's that. So
right,
there wasn't to the point that the women were taking advantage, but a lot of times the men from that era you was talking about, they work more than one job if they had to take care of the whole house.
Victor?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Caller, welcome to Tangy to Your Life.
Everyone, the co-host of the Tangy to Your Life.
Caller.
Victor White.
This is Mr. Netflix and Nutella.
Okay.
Oh.
What you doing with the Nutella?
That's who I am.
Don't.
Oh, no, don't
How's
ask.
everybody doing?
Hey, Vic.
What's up, Vic?
How you doing?
What's up?
Oh,
How you
A
doing?
lot of light skin energy there tonight.
Looking like the light
Light skin energy. We
Okay.
here.
On the inside, like Drake said.
Well-
Don't forget.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts,
Well,
Victor?
Well, I just wanted to ask y'all a few questions before I grease up in the middle of this bed. Hey,
Nice
so
haircut, brother.
if a
Nice
woman-
haircut.
Yeah, I'm doing the box now.
I hear you.
I got a question. So, if a woman is letting her man pay all the bills, I've always said this. Do you feel like she has an equal say in that household?
Yes. Yes.
How?
Why wouldn't she?
Some-
Why
Because
wouldn't
she's
she?
not
Money
contributing.
does not equal equality. Just because he's paying my kids' granddaddy he paid all the bills, but she ran that house. You know what I always said,
but back
Victor?
then,
You know what I
well,
always
see,
said?
back then, the women didn't have the opportunities that they have today.
She
So
worked.
why would you want? Huh?
She worked. She worked till she retired. He worked till he retired. I've always said the
And
men are
I
the
get-
head of the household, but the women are the necks, and the neck make the head move.
And I'm not.
I kind of agree
I'm
with
not
Victor on
disagreeing
this.
with you, but
I kinda
Go
agree
ahead,
with-
Victor.
I just feel like, like the team said, there are women out there that make more than men. And why would you want me to not really struggle, but why would you want me to sacrifice my entire check? So either for you not to work or for you to do whatever it is with your money. So I feel like if we go 50-50, we both have a supplemental income of our own to do whatever we want to.
And let me just go back to what Victor said, because let's keep it real here. Victor made a statement, and I heard what you said, Sharon, but I'll be honest with you. When a man is paying and footing all the bills, I don't know if it's ego or whatever, but he is looking for, he feels that he is the dominant figure in this household, and there is somewhat of a controlling mentality. And I think Victor was headed down that right road. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not saying all men, we can't paint all men with this broad brush, but I'm telling you, and flip it. If a woman was footing that bill, she will feel some type of obligation when she come home and say, I'm tired and I'm not cooking tonight. We ordering out and I'm paying, and you can get your ass on your shoulders. But at the end of the day, she has some kind of control here because she's paying the dominant bills. So flip that to a man and a male dominant society. The white men, they're a dominant society, but let's deal with it from a man's point of view. Men feel that at the end of the day, there is some control, especially if he is putting out the majority of the money in that
Brother.
household.
I think people confuse control with respect. Because if you're my man and you're paying all the bills, I respect you.
But right.
But
You
some
do.
people have the control mentality. And so if a man is in their house and in his house and he's paying most of the bills, when it comes to a decision to be made, regardless who's paying the bill, that's a team.
Yeah.
And it's a level of respect that you give a person that pays all those bills and is taking care of you, your children, and your household.
Right. But flip it again.
So-
Go ahead, Victor.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
First of all, I'll say in teen, there's no I, so we already know that. But on again, I want to say the flip side, because I do understand the respect. Those people that understand and respect, they have a whole different mentality. But there are some people, because of ego and their upbringing or whatever.
But again, I want to say the flip side, because I do understand.
Oh,
Sorry.
That there is some thought or level of feeling that there is control, even if it's minute, even if it's small. You know, you come home, I'm paying the bills, and then something is not done, and you notice, okay, the first time, but if the second time it's not done, yo, baby, why is the laundry piling up here? I pay all this. There's no ifs, ands.
See, why does the pay got to come into
But
it?
I'm just,
But see,
that's how some men think.
That's what will be their downfall.
Mhm.
That will bring
Can I
the
ask
whole
you-
castle down. Instead of communicating and saying, you know, maybe she felt bad that day because maybe the kids was extra, they had
That's
homework.
why I said
So
the
you have
first
to
time you let
communicate.
it go, and
But the second time you still don't come and
The
say,
second-
you know, I pay all the bills. Why you
But-
ain't wash all the laundry?
well, I'm just telling you how some men
Let me-
think. Go
let
ahead,
me-
Vic.
Yeah, go ahead, Victor.
Sharon, I'm asking you a question. So if you cooking in the kitchen, can I come in there and season your pot while you cooking? You probably gonna tell
Is
me
this
no.
after the taste?
Can I?
Is this after the
Huh?
taste? You gonna taste it and say, hey, it's missing
No, I'm talking
something?
about while you're cooking. While you're cooking, can
Sure.
I come in there?
Sure.
You're lying. So
Sure.
can I move off?
She already.
I mean, sure.
She
I
already
mean,
said she a good cook.
sure.
You
If
already
you
see
feel
where
like
I'm
you
going.
want to season it, I'm gonna eat it the way you season it. If it's nasty, guess who?
Not with them hands.
So we're gonna sit
Masturbate.
here and act like women don't control the kitchen. That's just like if you're cooking. I'm not
But
gonna
Vic,
come in there
The
and
kitchen
mess up what you
is
got going.
different. You can't. There's no
It's not different.
comparison.
It's what I'm trying.
There's
to do
no
is trying to say
comparison. He might not be able
It
to
is a
cook.
comparison.
Go ahead, Victor.
It is so if I'm sitting here and you got the kitchen how you want to, and I come in there and move the dishes over here and do all this, you're gonna tell me what? Either you could do all the cooking now, you could do all this now, because that's your domain. So what I'm saying is, if I'm the person that's paying all the bills and I'm flipping and I'm bringing in all the money, there are some things that you just can't do.
You know what you can't
And
do?
that's just,
You know what else you can't do? You can't have a
we won't
baby.
get married.
You can't have a baby.
Who says I want one?
I mean, but since you want to compare, look at
we
that.
can't afford
9
one.
months.
9
9 months. Your pelvic bone
We can't afford
disconnects.
one because you won't work.
9 months having your big head 9-pound baby.
Hmm.
You'll never
Eight-
feel you.
8
You don't
pounds.
know. You can't relate to that amount of pain, and you're gonna cry about
But
laundry.
you're throwing factors in here that we're
you
not
threw
even
the kitchen
talking
in
about.
there
Well,
I think having a child
everybody
is
has
more
a kitchen
important.
in their home.
and frying
Yeah,
chicken.
Well, I
You're-
mean,
you're
I'm
right.
40, so I don't.
Let me just
I
tell
hope I
you,
don't have any more
having a
babies.
kidney stone
I
is
just
damn near
Compare-
as
Wait,
painful
Victor's
as
still
having a
talking.
baby.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Victor.
no. I'm gonna end up in 15. Say, yeah, I have kidney stones too, so I know what you're talking about. But I just feel like, and I'm gonna end it here. I just feel like that if you give up the opportunity to contribute to the household, you give up certain luxuries,
That's
and
true.
I shouldn't say rights, but I'm gonna just say you give up certain luxuries
Mhm.
that a person who works would normally have.
That's true.
So
So when you
I'm
go
going back into the
50-50,
comments.
Vic, hold on. So when
Mhm.
they go 50-50, it's an equal kiss my ass.
It's more, but equal.
Right?
It's not a more.
So, I mean, because if you're going 50-50, right? So no one can complain about anything, right?
no, but what he
I
say?
didn't say they're gonna
I'm
complain, but your
asking.
voice is heard a little more. Your voice is heard a little more.
Yes, it's more of a balance.
I will honestly, yeah, it's more of a balance. If you're paying 50, and it's not even 50% of the bills. If you're paying something in there, yes, you have more voice. If I'm paying the mortgage payment and you paying everything else, then I feel like that's a win-win for me.
Mhm.
And
But
that's
if
why
I'm paying
women don't want
everything
men
and
to
you
take
running
care of
around
them.
here,
Yep.
huh?
And that's why a lot of women forfeit a man taking care of them.
But wait a minute. Listen.
Exactly.
That
And you-
BS.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just jump in here. Some men. I'm not talking about passive. I'm not talking about some asshole man. I'm talking about a brother who is sympathetic or empathetic, and he knows that his woman is paying majority of the bills. He is even more humble. Some men are even more humble because sometimes
Thank
they
you.
realize they're not carrying the weight. That's what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying. It flips on the
Give him
other
a bomb.
side. I give him a bomb. He said, "Give me a bomb."
Yeah.
And, so at the end of the day, a lot of men feel humble because at the end of the day, hey, I'm not really pulling all of my weight. So if you come in and you complain about something, you know what? I'm a hold it. Now, if you keep going on, now I'm a raise up. But at the end of the day, there is a little give and take here if someone else is doing a little bit more. on a
Yeah,
consistent
but
basis.
we don't need to hear it all the time.
Right.
Don't
paid
throw
this,
that in my
but
face.
But I
why is
paid
it-
that. I paid this.
Yeah.
Right, I
We're
agree
here
with that.
because I
agree with
paid that.
It shouldn't be
That's
thrown in
gonna
your
get
face.
old.
No, you better not throw it in
It's gonna
nobody's
get old.
face because you know what happens
You're not
after
doing
time.
it, but you're not doing it out of the goodness of your heart if you throw it up in people's face. Anything.
Well, you know when you throw it up in people's face sometime, and you throw it up, and it's not about you don't you being selfish or whatever, is that if someone is taking advantage of you over and over and over, you get tired. If you get pushed in the corner, you come out fighting, and when you come out fighting, you say whatever needs to be said. The sting to say, wait a minute, what the hell? Wait a minute, you don't pay this, you don't pay that, but you spend this, you spend that, you spend this, and then you're not even being considerate of how much you're spending because you're spending my money.
Right.
Wait a minute, when I say it like that, that's gonna back your ass up for a minute.
And that's going back to what Sly says too. He says, Veronica, I agree with everything you said. Times has changed. That's why you don't live outside of your means.
That
And
is
that's
true.
Yeah.
Hey, so Sharon and Veronica, do y'all feel like a man that does that is a good man?
That do what? I feel like that a man that's able
That
to
does what? Pay all the bills?
Yeah.
I feel like a man that's able to, that he's a hardworking man. That doesn't mean he's a good man because he could be a shit face.
That's true.
Didn't I say that?
Yep.
But you feel like, so you feel like that's a good quality.
That's a great quality. A man that can take,
Really?
that can hold it down. Don't you want a woman that can't hold it down with?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be more
So
than you
basically
just
what I'm
paying
saying
the
is-
bills.
Right.
It's way more.
Just because
So-
he's able to hold it down, it doesn't mean I want you to hold it down for me. It's just good to have that security. Not saying I'm not, me personally, not going to help you, and they can't expect the lady saying, you know, I'm not, because I got a job, I make $60K a year, $100K a year, you know, you got to do something, I'm not taking. I mean, come on, it's a give and take.
But let me ask you this, Sharon. So the bottom line is, I ask everybody on the panel. So at the end of the day, the more I'm just making up a number. Mortgage is $500, just $500, right? Mortgage is $500, and the husband can pay the mortgage. He can pay the grocery. He can pay the light. He can pay everything in this house. But you're working too. You're bringing in $65,000 a year. He's bringing in much more at the end of the day. But you can deal with the grocery bill and you can deal with the light bill. Would you take that on by yourself and say, you know what? I know you can pay all that. I got that, but I'm gonna handle the groceries and the light bill just to contribute. Would you say that even if he can pay everything?
I mean, I don't even have to say it. It's action.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying
That's
it.
what I'm
too
talking
grown to
about.
say that. It's action. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
Maybe I would
That's
say it
a
in my
woman.
20s, but now it's an action.
That's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
I'm walking in the house with grocery bags, or when you come in, you're going to smell some food. You know, it comes a point in your life where you have to outgrow certain bull.
Yeah.
And you just have to be mature
So-
about it. So, you know, when people, you know, I paid this, I paid that, I don't want to be with anyone else in my life going forward that tells me what they paid or what they didn't pay or whatever. I don't want that. And I choose not to deal with it. Now, what anyone else choose to deal with, that's them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's on that couple, most
You-
definitely. Go ahead,
That's-
Victor.
You know, I think, you know, we're not, y'all looking at it from women who actually have jobs. You need to ask somebody who doesn't have a job exactly what are their roles in the household. So right now, y'all speaking
True.
from
True.
the sense of, you
That
know,
too.
it's not, we're not comparing apples and apples. So back in the day, if we go back in the day, so if y'all don't want to work, then I can cheat, because granddaddy had 2 and 3 and 4 families out there, and you had an aunt and all this other stuff, because he could afford to do that, because grandmama couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Where's she going with
Well,
no job?
Well,
And no car.
And that's what,
true.
and no
No
car.
license.
So understand, back in the day, men could, like, quote unquote, be men. They could sow their raw oats because the woman could not leave them. So if y'all really want to go back to that, just understand you're going to get cheated on.
I don't
So,
want to go back to that.
Well, these days, I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
Because that's
so
what
let me go and
No, I was going to say that's what Brian said too. He made that comment. He says they grandparents took care of home, but had others on the side too.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna hit Sally and Margaret and Bertha and Mary Sue. I'm hitting everybody on that whole street, and y'all better not say nothing.
But you know, Victor,
So, let me go.
The,
All right,
the
Victor got to go back to work.
The author
No.
of
Hi,
the,
Vic.
No, I ain't at work.
Oh, okay.
You got the grease up
But
in
the
the middle
guy
of the
didn't
bed.
say women.
All right, Victor.
With the
Oh, you-
letter, the response,
Y'all
he
be
didn't
good.
say women.
All right,
Bye,
peace, brother.
Victor.
All right.
Peace, love, and
All
hair
right.
grease.
Love all y'all. Bye.
Not
Love you.
Vaseline.
Hate all y'all
Um,
too. Bye.
I don't like you either. Darknesses.
Go.
So my father struggled. He struggled, and he brought the money home. And sometimes my mom's wasn't always happy because she couldn't get certain things. And at the end of the day, you know, sometimes it became out of frustration. Sometimes there was argument. Sometimes there was a fight. I hate to say it like that, which created my mom's not to go out and work because she needed to still be there for that part-time job. But it also caused my mom, well, both played numbers, which rubbed off on me. But my mother would play the numbers, so if she can get some extra change, you understand, she would be able to get something for herself. But at the end of the day, she wouldn't. If she hit, she always gave my father. She always gave me. She always was about the collective, and that's what a unit is about. And the same thing on my father's side. If he hit or he got some extra, you understand? He put a little change in his pocket to do his little so-and-so, but he came back and he put that back in the household at the end of the day. A lot of people that struggle, they have to work together. People that have it in a better situation and money is not an issue, then you can do things differently. But it's not just about the money. If you have the money and you have bad attitudes, then you're not moving in the same direction. Then what kind of unit do you have? What kind of relationship do you have?
Mr. Sammy, I'm gonna get to some of these comments.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Mr. Sammy says, Brother Fatine is dropping knowledge tonight as always.
Thank you, brother.
I don't know about always, Mr. Sammy, but
Uh-huh.
he's doing it. He's doing it. Stevenson says all women looks for security and assurance.
Yes.
Kimberly says it's a great quality, and I'm gonna need for you to leave Kimberly alone, okay, Victor? Talking about somebody grammar. I can't talk about no one's grammar because
Unknown caller.
because I know mine gets off sometimes. All right. So Kimberly says it's a great quality that a man can provide, but it's even more better if the woman can help. I'm used to independence, so that would be hard for me to depend solely on a man. To each its own.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I said earlier.
Let me see. Sly says, first off, the man should be holding it down before a woman even comes into the picture. Now, when she comes and she comes into a comfortable setting, contributing whatever is necessary, like the groceries. Exactly. Yeah, a man definitely should be holding it down before a woman.
That's why a lot of times we jump in relationships because at a very young age.
You laughing because I stumbled over word? Oh.
No, we get in relationships
Oh.
at the end of the day, ladies, because of whatever. We get somebody pregnant, then we supposed to be together with them. We're not compatible. We don't know our ass from our face, and we just not ready for life together as a family. But we're taught morals and respect. So if you get someone pregnant and you're supposed to be with them, but if you're not compatible, things are different. So you still can be a father to the child if you're not even with the mother. That's why respect is so important. If you're together or if you can't make it together, respect and understand what it takes. But stop getting in these relationships when you are not really ready to get in these relationships. And that's why I said hindsight, look back, you make these decisions, but you're not ready. And I look at myself, I put myself out there.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for certain relationships because I was not financially strong at that particular time. Just wasn't.
Well, you know better, you do better.
Yep. I was working, but I wasn't doing good with my money. And that's why I'm saying it's a lot what you're saying when it talks about raising a child. It's not just about, did you do your homework? It's about teaching them how to live, not just survive. Roaches survive. We got to learn to live life and try to enjoy life if we can and make better decisions and put ourselves in better situations.
So Victor reaching.
That's the truth.
That's you're right, brother. But Victor, you reaching.
Oh my gas.
No, I don't like to pump my own gas. And every chance I get, he pumps it.
But
So,
are y'all
I
in
mean,
are y'all in the same vehicle, or you call him to come out and pump it?
Here we go.
Depends.
Uh,
Depends. I don't like pumping gas.
I don't like
prime
pumping gas
example.
either, but-
Since Victor went prime example yesterday in the office, my boss. Well, he's not my boss, but he's my office manager. Who's a Caucasian man. His wife came to the office, and she drove her car, and she came in and she left in his car. She said, "I need gas." She doesn't like to pump gas. I felt her pain. See, so
but
while
she didn't
Victor,
pass. But she didn't pass by 20 gas stations though.
did she?
Like,
What? She came from Ebenezer to Coit.
yeah, she passed like 20 gas stations.
Okay, left in her husband's car, left her car so he could gas it up. I don't feel bad. I didn't do that, but I don't feel bad.
That's a little extreme.
I looked at my
though.
gas light and I was like, I want to stop at the gas station because I don't like pumping the gas. That's me. So,
I mean, yeah, to each his own.
you know,
I mean, you're not by yourself. You have a lot of women that don't like.
You lived in
pumping
New
gas.
York City, you be taking the bus or
let
the
me tell you
train.
something. When I go to Jersey, guess what? When you go to Jersey, you pull up to the station, they pump your gas.
They still
Yes,
have that.
yes.
In Maryland, they pump your gas.
Yes, they do. In New Jersey,
I mean, if
they
you
pump your
know,
gas.
you
That's
know.
right.
When I go, I like to get gas up there. It might be a little higher. I pull up. Here's the card. That's it. Give me that ticket.
I wish they still
What?
would have had that around here.
And they had
but-
in New York, they had people at the end of the day, you give them a couple of dollars. They used to hang by the gas station, and you give them a couple of dollars, and they'll pump your gas.
Mhm.
And then folks was like, I got it.
Right.
I got it at the end of the day. But
I
if you
know
don't
why
want
they
it-
do it. They do it so people won't steal the gas. I come on, that's the city. They do it for a reason. But Victor, you're
Vic.
judging, calling him a fool because some man is a fool by not pumping gas for their woman. They could be much happier if they did just that small task for them. So who's the fool? Because he's happy with a whole wife.
I gotta ask my daughter. I think she pumps her
So-
own gas. She has her own car.
I'm not saying
See,
I've never pumped my gas.
I guess if her
But
boyfriend is
if I
with
had-
her,
right.
maybe he pumps her gas. But she goes, when she says, "Eddie, I'm going to work. I got to get some gas."
I
She
won't
pumps her gas.
inconvenience him, but if I'm home and I might have passed a few gas stations. Guess what? I need some gas. Not one complaint. Because if he ever need a sandwich, a piece
There
of
you
chicken,
You're in
a
the kitchen.
hot dog,
But see,
stir fry,
see what
I'm in- I'm in-
You see,
you know what I'm saying?
You see what you
I
just
understand
said? That's what I'm talking about. That's what a real woman and a real man will do for one another.
Right.
That's
not,
all to
not
it.
one word, not a roll eye, not a heavy breathing, not a bad.
Because you won't do the same thing to
Because
him.
he accept me as I am, and he knows you have to have someone in your life like that. So, if you have somebody in your life that's going to kick up dirt and huff and puff every time you ask them for something, just anything,
Yeah,
they're not the one.
right.
If I say my car dirty, tell me to wash my car. What I got you for? Because I
Wait,
washed,
wait,
my,
wait, wait,
I
hold on.
washed, I
Hold
washed
on,
my
wait.
car as a single woman and drove it through the
Hold on,
car
hold on.
wash. If you got a man, there's no sense in a woman having a dirty
Hold-
car if she has a
Hold
man.
on, wait a minute. You just said something. Would you say that to him? Would you
What?
say that to him? What I got you, my car's dirty. I need gas. What I got you for? Would you say that to him?
If I got attitude, I would say it and no longer be with him.
That's what I'm saying. See,
I wouldn't
y'all appreciate.
say it and still stay. I that's not it for me.
Not the first time though.
Right.
Not the first time.
That's not it for
See,
me.
because see, you
But I'm
respect,
saying the
But you gotta
first
know
time-
that. But you got to have the right person.
but there's right because there's some women
Yeah.
that will say, "What I got you for," and as soon as you say that, that man will be like, "Please, I'm not."
And it's
pumping
how they say it too. But if somebody give you attitude for just, I need gas, my car's dirty. If you got a man, your car shouldn't be dirty. That's something they do. My dad, they did that.
Right. I got you. I'm not sitting here again.
When I was married to my kid's father, every Sunday before I went to church, he washed my car. Every Sunday.
Gotcha.
I went to church. I got them girls ready. He was washing the car.
What was the
We
purpose?
came out
He didn't want you driving a dirty car to church.
negative.
Right.
And if it got dirty during the week, he took care of it. That was his thing. It wasn't that I demanded it, but you don't understand when you have men in your life that do certain things for you, then why would you
Because they still
why would
ain't
you
shit.
expect less from anyone else?
Right.
I have much respect for my kid's father. We're still friends.
Yeah.
That's just what he did. And we were in our 20s.
I got that. I got it. I'm
You know,
not
some
just
people
kidding.
could take a lesson from that.
That's why I
you know,
said-
they said, "Oh, you're a brat," or you ask. It's not asking for too much, especially when you take care of your home.
That's why I said, Veronica, in each person's relationship, you can't keep saying, look at them and look at them and look at them. You got to see what works for you. And if it's not working for you, then y'all got to decide if y'all are going to continue to move together. Why move together and be miserable?
Right.
And that doesn't make sense. It seems like because we said I do and this, that, and the other, and the trials and tribulations of separating and divorcing. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy and it's not working, then it's time to boogie. And that's all to it. But we got to know what we want. And we got to respect one another. And
Right.
once if we outgrow one another or whatever it is, we got to
Right.
communicate. And that's all to it.
That's the bottom line.
And Tracy, you know what? My father will not eat off a paper plate. Let me tell you something. We would go home, we would eat, we would have a solid plate, and he sits at the head. We'll get a paper plate because I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
away my plate because I ain't gonna wash it.
Right.
But we know Roland gonna get that plate, and he gonna drink out a glass cup.
Well, my mom always says that. Why are you getting a paper plate? You know, she was like, use these dishes. But I
Right.
don't like washing dishes
Right.
like that.
But
I mean,
I
you know what I'm saying?
understand
If
that.
yeah,
my
but
mother would never give my father.
But why
a paper
why
plate.
fuss
Never.
about? Well, you
Never.
gotta eat out this paper plate. You know, it's give and
see.
take.
Yeah.
Give
It didn't
and
bother.
take.
It didn't bother me.
You can bend,
for-
but you don't have to break. It's a
Right.
give and take.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me because
Life
at the
can
end
be
of- yeah.
wonderful. You can live with someone harmoniously together. It can be wonderful, but people want to always take control, and you let other people tell you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't
But
be
let
doing.
me ask you this. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You made me think about my daughters. They didn't like they didn't like to wash the dishes. They definitely didn't like to take out the garbage. And they looked at, in our household, they looked at, well, it was my job to take out the garbage. But what I was trying to say to my daughters is that the reason why I gave them responsibility to learn to be responsible and not depend on anybody to do the things that needs to be done. And now I see certain things that is not being done. And I'm like, it's no use to me. Look, they're grown now. So instead of me going over and over, I was like, one day you're going to have a husband. One day you're going to have kids. And then you're going to repeat back on the things that I told you to do that you're not doing, but you expect your kids to do, but you didn't do it. So that's why I'm saying, if you learn these things, you don't know what I had to do when my father got sick and the jobs that I had to do to do his job, but I did it. And I didn't do it with a smile at first, but when I learned that it was about responsibility, I've learned to handle business. And that's all I was trying to teach my daughters. Again,
And you did a great
Well-
that's a great thing, because they need to know how to take care of them their self and what to expect and what they should get when they get their own husband.
let me get to some of these comments. Victor
Victor
says,
is off.
I
the
thought
chain.
Victor was.
I thought he was greasing
it
up.
He said-
How can you
down.
text
I
with your
wanna-
fingers being greasy?
I want a woman, not a damn girl. I raised my children, not no grown ass woman. Y'all dudes need to stop this mess. Victor says, pretty women get treated good, but some of these possums be wanting the same treatment and can't get it and get mad.
Wait.
You know what?
We got to talk about that. Let's talk.
Hold on, let her
we
do
gotta-
her-
go ahead, finish the comments.
Please do her
Go ahead,
comments.
go ahead.
Stevenson says, well, I always feel like it's a man's a man job to gas up their woman
Women's
cars. When I was married, I used to make sure that my ex-wife car goes up on the weekend for the gas up for the
Up on the week.
Thank
for
you.
the week.
I'm all twisted.
That's yeah.
For the week.
That's
yeah.
okay.
That's
After you start reading for a while, you'll be like, where's your
good, Stevenson.
But Stevenson, that's being a good man. And you know what? So many, you look at these videos, people try to hijack and women at the gas station. You know, it becomes in some areas it's a safety. You know,
Yeah.
it becomes a
I got it.
safety.
I don't know if Voodoo is being funny.
What
Well,
he
I
say?
don't think he is, but he's saying, hey, Voodoo, he says, if you grew up in a house full of domestic violence like I did, sometimes you really appreciate paper plates, less stuff to get broken during the fights.
And
Respect.
that's true.
Respect.
That's true. And Voodoo, I'll be honest with you, after so many fights, you ain't got no more plates. And
Right.
and I had a lot of dishes. Look, I done drank out of jelly jars and Superman jars because the glasses got broke in my house at the end of the day. So Voodoo might not, I don't think Voodoo's being funny at the end of the day because Voodoo said domestic violence.
Yeah,
And-
that part I know he wasn't being
yeah,
funny.
but that's another conversation that needs to be brought into this domestic violence. What causes this domestic violence? And that's at the end of the day, is the mindset of the people in those relationships. A lot of the, again, y'all gonna get mad, but my parents from the South, father born in Orangeburg, mother born in Darlington, Florence. A lot of Southern people, all people, but I see a lot of Southern people and men and the women. The women didn't sit there and was passive. They argued, they fought. I've seen men put their hands on women, and that's not cool, but that's their mindset. You get out of place at a place. You hear what I just said? Out of place. What does that mean? A person has a place. That's a mindset. And we don't talk about that. We don't talk about how or what we saw or how men today, that's why there's a lot of abusive relationships. Did you see what happened yesterday? I mean, I'm taking it away for a minute, but did you see, and Victor talks about bullying a lot. You see what happened to that kid that came to that school with that gun?
Mhm.
Because he was bullied.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you,
But it was a fight.
It was a fight.
in the classroom.
It was a fight, but he was bullied because his money was being taken. He just got tired of it. He stood up, he fought back, and then he
and
whipped
no
out
one
that
did
gun.
anything.
That's
And
what
he
I'm
took
saying.
he took it in his own hands. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate situation.
Yes.
Tragic.
Is
But
this
things like
Texas?
that happen when people don't help people when they send out an SOS. And you don't know the mentality. You don't know how deep they're gone. Because let me tell you something. To wake up and choose that type of violence, that you are sick of it and you're going in and I'm gonna shoot them, your mind frame is in a place that it never been before.
So bring that to a relationship. We've had people in New York, all over the country, that have been in relationships, and that ownership, and I'll put it on the man, but there's been women too. You won't be with another. I'll take you out of here. We seen a woman had an order protection from her husband. He shot her in the middle of Grand Central rush hour in the train station, shot her dead. Because at the end of the day, he thought he owned her because that was his wife and he was the husband. That's a mindset, y'all. And if we don't talk about that, it's not everybody's just not going to talk. People put their hands on each other and they shouldn't.
But even I have a friend that's going through something very similar. You don't have to put hands, it's words. And she chose to leave him. She chose to leave. And he's hurt. Can we talk about these hurt people? He's hurt. You can't be a man and just move on and let her go. You're calling social services saying she's suicidal. Her child is in danger. She stole money from me. She this, she that, and none of it is true. And so, she has recordings of him calling her, leaving messages, crazy messages. I can't have you, nobody else will. So at what point and I'm just going to talk on the women's side right now, nothing don't get offended, men, but just for the women. At what point do they get help and protection from people like that? Because if you can call someone, a social service, to come to your house or find you, track you down, and say, you've been doing this and that, and the child is in danger, and they're not, what can be done? That's a defamation of character. People should not be able to call these places and give false accounts to people. You can't. What are the consequences
There
of
needs to be
people
consequences.
doing those type of things?
There needs to be consequences.
And there are
because-
plenty of women out there getting abused who left, and the men are just dragging them down, and they calling, have to change their number. You're calling other people that they know. I mean, this man is just relentless.
and
And
yeah.
I'm kind, I watch Fatal Attraction, and it just brings me right back to that. I'm scared. Like, if he finds her, or if he sees her, what if he's stalking her and he does something to her?
That's right.
Now her children will be motherless.
Right.
And she cried for help. She's telling y'all he's lying. And then does it take her death? Her death to, for y'all to say, oh,
Unfortunately.
we should have did something?
Unfortunately.
How many times has that happened? Numerous times, right?
Yeah. And you go to what's the name of the movie?
Which one?
Oh no, you talking about Fatal Attraction?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
right.
I go to the show. I watch Fatal Attraction on TV One.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah,
Fatal
that's
Attraction.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is very crazy. But that's real.
You have good women.
Those are
And
real.
what kills me about Fatal Attraction is it's the black people. Why are the black men killing the black women? And not only just women, some of these women are mother your children.
Yep.
And you kill them and toss them aside like they're trash.
Yep.
What? I don't understand.
I don't understand
How
it.
can a black man hate a black woman so much that you kill her?
Yeah. And I just say this real quick. I can't call her name, and I don't think this is necessary real quick. But there was a story about a young lady that was missing in South Carolina. And I saw it on Dateline. No, not Dateline. I saw it on Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Wind up doing it on my radio show. Even my radio host said, after I brought on the relative out of Florida, he was like, it sounded shaky. I looked at him and I said, I don't give a damn if it sounded shaky. What happened? So-and-so. I got a call from Dateline. Dateline said that they were going to do the story. When they did the story, they wind up reinvestigating the case, coming out with the boyfriend. But the family was saying there was issues there, but she couldn't get help. And now she's dead. I had a friend. She was younger than me. She was found strangled between two apartment buildings in New York. This young lady wasn't even 21.
I need our people to hold, especially our black men, to hold other black men accountable. You cannot be friends with a murderer or an abuser, because if you don't hold them, if you know what's going on and you don't say anything, then you are the same. You have committed the same crime. And you know what? Sometimes these men just need another man to say, you know what, bro, just let it go. You look stupid. You sound stupid. You sound crazy. You sound psychotic.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
But
You're gonna be hurt.
You know, a lot of people don't like to get in other folks' business.
It's not
So
getting, if you see
that's
it,
the
hold them
thing.
accountable.
Some people don't want that
Then
smoke.
you know what? Then after everything go down or something happen, if it's tragic, man, I knew he was like that, or I wish I had said. No, it's too late. Don't say nothing.
They don't want that smoke.
Just be shh.
They don't want that smoke because some people you're gonna have to put your hands on, and you might have to hurt, and you're not just willing
Maybe
to give up
they-
your good
maybe-
job. You're not gonna give up your good
You don't
job.
have
You
to
ain't
do
going.
that.
You
But
ain't.
how about calling the police? If you know he won't smoke or whatever, make an anonymous report. Report it. This woman is telling the truth. He abuses her. He's lying on her. And I'm not saying there are not women that don't do the same to men. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is right now I'm focusing on women and the abuse and the murders that have taken. If you watch that show, hurt. I love watching that show, but it hurts me. And I started to think about it. I was like, they had a black woman and they get her into, she's doing good. She's working. One was at the bank. She's working good. Hey, we need money. I'm gonna rob the bank that you work at. And she let him.
Yeah.
Victor says, sometimes people need to lose their lives in order for things to change.
I don't agree.
Um,
It shouldn't have to go that far. I don't agree. I hear what you're saying, Vic, but I don't agree. It should not have to
It
go
shouldn't
that
have
far.
to be like that, but I think sometimes it works like that. I think we lost a good friend to HIV/AIDS, a young lady years ago, and I think her death changed so many people because she was very popular. It changed their way of how they went out there and dealt with each other because of how she died. Nobody thought this beautiful young lady would get HIV, AIDS, and die. But due to her death, and she touched so many people, it also changed a lot of people in the sense of how they went about being promiscuous out there. And they didn't act like victims. They
Right.
wrapped it up.
But Stevenson, not one time did I say that all men were the same. I don't box. I'm not boxing in all men. I'm saying men need to hold other men accountable for their actions. What I'm saying is there are men out there that can't, control how hurt they are, their feelings, and they start to act like 5-year-old children.
But what about the choices, ladies? What about the choices? And again,
That's true.
Again, sometimes the choices, sometimes you see them red flags, but you still commit in that relationship. And again, that can happen. Sometimes we make bad choices. I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but what about the choices? You know this is a red flag. You know this person is not good. You know that person, male or female. What about those bad choices that you know you shouldn't be making, but you make them anyway? Then you got to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you wind up putting yourself in that situation. So now you got to get yourself out of it. And sometimes it's very hard to get out of it. And sometimes you don't get out of it with your life.
And kudos to the people that wake up and choose you. Because when you wake up and choose yourself, that's the best decision you could ever make.
Right. That's true. And we've all, been in situations where we know we shouldn't have been in. We allow things to continue to go on that we should have been put a stop to. I mean, that's life. We've all been there.
That's life.
But it's time to grow up. I mean,
I don't want to say grow up.
We're at that age.
You got to put childish
you
things aside
Yeah.
when you become an adult.
right.
Yeah.
And some people are just childish all their life, like Victor.
Ooh, that's a straight shot. Wow, loaded it up with the bullet with your name.
I
on
don't
it.
play fight with nobody because I know they're gonna get these hands. So I don't play fight.
Ooh.
The only play fight I'm gonna do is pat them cakes in the back. I'm not with no play fighting. Don't hit me, and I'm not hitting nobody else. I'm not your mother, I'm not your child, and you're not mine. You got to play fight with somebody. That shit gonna turn toxic.
That's what I'm talking about.
Then y'all sitting there mad with each other.
Stevenson says, a lot of time the domestic violence come because a lot of us don't understand the meaning of talking to each other.
True.
Instead at each other, and a lot of us listen to reply, not to be understood.
That is the God honest truth. And he needs a bomb with that one.
There you go, my friend. You get a bomb, Stevenson. I think this is your first bomb on the show, brother.
Blowing bombs.
Oh man.
I mean, I know this turned like really deep, but,
right.
but it's a
But it
topic.
needed to be
But it's
talked
a
about.
topic, and you don't know who's listening that need help or
Yeah.
just get out.
Well, that's what Jackie is saying. Jackie says, yep, that's the only way I was able to get out, because the county was not on my side, because he is a first responder and knew everyone.
And that's not, and that's some BS.
But it goes on all the time.
It's some
If you
police
know this
officers.
person,
Yes.
it went on
But
right
especially
here in
with
South
police-
Carolina
yeah.
because
Police
somebody was
officers,
a
my
police
buddy.
officer.
Yeah. Torture. You have to
definitely can get away with a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally have to have a camera taped to your behind to make sure, to have proof.
Right.
Because I don't know why they think police officers walk on water, but they do not. There's some of the worst one. And it was a show on there with a police officer who killed his wife try to blame it on the worker that he hired. So there's some of the
But
wickedest
see,
ones.
you see what happens right there? And then when that police officer is abusing his wife, and then when that wife is calling and cannot get no help and he's protected, then what happens? And then she takes matter in her own hand.
Right.
You know, we make fun. I know I'm going a little dated. We make fun of Al Grits Green, that grits was thrown on him. I don't know the reason why, but you saw in the Medea movie, you saw the man was abusing, and what did Medea tell her? You put some hot grits on that stove, and you know what you got to do. And then what that
when they
meant
pop
is
on you, the thing hurt.
yeah.
Like,
So at the end of the day, it's trying to say
Still
that
got a
if you
mark.
being abused
Yeah.
and nobody listening, you gonna have to take matters in your own hand to protect yourself at the end of the day.
them grits will do it.
Them
Oh,
grits
damn
will
right,
do it.
they'll do it.
They stick. Ooh, that one pop. I still got a mark. Ooh, I need some cocoa butter.
You're welcome, Stevenson. Voodoo says I never got a bomb. Well, say something else, Voodoo. I'll give you a bomb.
Something good, Voodoo.
Let's get Voodoo. I don't know. Sometimes Voodoo make me want to fight.
Voodoo says a
He
lot of
gets
good
the-
You wanna
things.
throw
though.
them hands.
He gets the other song. What's my song, Veronica? The fighting one.
Yeah, they took it off of here.
Oh no, they did not.
Yeah, they took it off.
You know what?
I don't hear anything.
Come on, 119.
Okay.
Jamil, what you do that for? Put it back.
Right. So Victor says,
I thought they
I'm
could
not-
go to bed.
I'm not catering to you chicken heads. I'm not pacifying a woman because she's a woman. Y'all want your cake and eat it too. It's either my way or our way. Either way, know your role and stay in your lane.
Yes, Amasa. Sure
I
will.
thought he was going to say know your role and shut your mouth. Who said that? That was a wrestler, ain't it?
It
The
just,
Rock.
It just be the men
That's
that
The Rock.
always
That's
say
The Rock.
that, they're not gonna,
Shut your-
cater to a woman and pacify a woman, but they're the ones that need to be pacified.
Well, I got to move over. Stevenson says Sharon looks like the type that can use them grits. She says she could cook now.
I don't know if he meant
Use them grits.
like you
meaning-
use them on
I can
someone.
cook them and use them, Stevenson.
That's right. She handles her business.
Jackie
Victor says, Victor, what you drinking?
Yeah, he's lucky I didn't kill his ass, but my boys were more important and needed me to protect them and ensure they don't grow up like him. Exactly.
But
Because
see,
if you would have killed them, you would have been behind bars. I mean,
but see, sometimes that's when us women got to rally together. Because sometimes, if a sister is in a bad, I know I helped my home girl. Bad situation. What you
I know I
need?
call you one day to say something.
What
you
you
was
need?
like,
I said, you want me to put my boots on and grab my cat? What you need? And I
Right,
mean
ready.
that. See, because you need people that will, in your tribe, that will go hard in the paint for you too. So that's the problem, where a lot of women are in bad situations and they don't have anyone to help them. And I, as a friend, if any of my friends, if you a friend, if I call you a friend and you need help and you tell me some BS like that, it's a plan in motion. Just know there's a plan in motion.
That means you have
I
somebody.
can't tell you because so you won't get,
right.
but just know there's a plan in motion. Just need to go with the flow. And a lot of times we can help us girlfriends get out.
I come from Brooklyn, so that's how they roll. That's how my family rolls. So that's how it is. So I ain't got nothing to say on it.
We are smarter.
I don't look good
in
in-
numbers. Girl, in numbers we are smarter, and in numbers we
You're
are
stronger.
just fearless.
Yeah.
In numbers we are fearless. Black women,
But
hold
don't
it down.
back up
Women,
mess.
period.
But don't back up
Women,
mess.
Women, period.
Yeah,
Women,
but
period.
don't back up mess.
In numbers, women, period, are dangerous.
Oh yeah, y'all dangerous.
I just don't. I
single-handedly
don't think I
sometimes.
look good in an orange jumpsuit, so I have to like.
I mean, if I got to wear it for a few days, I just need y'all to put some money in my books, and I need Newports 100s.
Okay.
That's all.
No black and brown.
No, I need the Newports 100s. Put some money in my books. Don't forget me. Don't forget what I did. I'm just saying. But a lot of times we can help these women get out. We can help each other.
Victor said, I need help with these bills. Don't be going out there putting our family at risk because your homegirl want to piss her man off. Sit down somewhere.
I'm okay, boo boo. I'm sorry.
But that is another good point.
That
I
is-
mean,
that
that is
is.
a good point because it sounds good, Shay, when you say I got my friends back, and that's good because friendship. But at the end of the day, how far or where's that line drawn for helping a friend when it jeopardizes you or your family?
I just want to leave him. I'll leave him breathing.
Next question. Go ahead, girl.
I'm just saying.
You
Where's the line?
You answered.
Still breathing.
There you go. As long as he's breathing. There you go. You're not gonna jeopardize.
They
There
say
you go.
how.
So-
Still breathing.
when she finished, that's it. But I need to know where's that line
Still breathing.
because Victor made a good point. How far are you gonna go then to jeopardize your family at the end of the day? Why are you out there in the street fighting and then you get arrested and fighting? Yeah.
Okay.
Fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, you know
Stevenson,
Fighting. Okay.
Yeah.
Stevenson says, well, sometimes them women put themselves in the situation because I know for sure somewhere in the relationship he gave you them red flags. So
Yeah.
why
Those
stay
red
around?
flags.
Yep, that's why I
Those
said.
red flags. You have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yep, but again,
But see, the thing is, you get involved with that, and then that friend turn around and stick with that man. You know what I'm saying? Here I am. I done spent the night in jail, and you back with your brother? Were you back with the brother?
But I'm not just. It's just not a frivolous fight. A friend that's being abused and it's an abusive relationship and needs help. I mean, you know what? If I have to stick my neck on the line and help that person, so be it. This woman could not get any help.
Mm.
Does anybody know how it feels to be helpless?
Mm.
That's not a great feeling. At some point in your life, you've been helpless.
that's very dangerous. That's scary.
And you're sitting there and you're trying to go through all your options in your mind. Like, what can I do?
Yeah, I can't call this person because they're not gonna have my back because
if
they know him.
And at the end of the
Can't
day,
come.
what you think her last thought was? End it.
Or
End it.
ugh,
Take my own life. I can be out.
or move away.
End
That would be
it.
mine.
But when
I
they
mean-
start to think in the forms of ending their own life, I mean, some people just need help. I'm not just gonna go out there and fight because somebody look at me wrong. You got eyes. I don't give a daggone. But people that are in bad relationships, my friend is getting a hard time.
Mm.
And he's not even in this state.
Mhm.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Literally crazy.
Mm.
But let me ask you this about this mindset. You went back to your children's grandfather, correct?
Yep.
So let's just rewind this tape back for a moment.
Okay, because I want to get these
Yeah,
comments.
real quick. So at the end of the day, you've heard this in the past and you still hear it now. Sometimes you may not hear it as much because you have more independent Black women that are doing their own thing. But let's talk about that man that is footing all those bills, right? And he's considered a good man, but you know that he's a drunk or he's abusive, whatever you want to say. So when he comes home drunk or he yells, he pushes you down, you're tired of this. But then your family and your friends say, listen, baby, I understand, but you got a good man. You don't want to leave this. You got this house, your bills are paid, the kids look good. You need to stay. We've heard that before. You see it in television shows, you've seen it in the movies. How do you deal with that? Because that's a mindset. This is not isolated. This has been a mindset for a long time that he's considered a good man. So you need to overlook some of those things because at the end of the day,
I'm not going to tell someone that their man is good and he's sitting there beating them every night or being mentally abusive to them. Like I'm not getting ready to fake the funk just because he's paying all the bills. That doesn't make him a good man.
but again, that's why I went back a little bit because we see that. We saw it in the movie, Eve's Bio. The father was, you heard what the family said. Listen,
That movie was scary. I think I saw it maybe once.
Yeah, okay. But at the end of the day, they were saying, look, we know, blah, blah, blah. He's a good man. He provides for the family. Look how you live, this, that, and the other. That's something that has been a mindset for a long
that's just
time.
like on Tyler Perry's one of his movies where the sister was going to get married. She always downed the other sister. I think it was the Family Reunion or
No, it wasn't that one.
It
But-
was, I know they was having a family reunion because it was with Cicely Tyson and
Yeah.
but the mother was buddy with one daughter and hated the other daughter, and she
But
she
she wanted-
pushed so hard for that girl to get married
Because-
to that because he
yeah.
had money.
He had money. And she would live good because of that at
Right.
the end of the day.
Right. But
But
That
see,
doesn't
but
work
see,
for me.
but see,
And he
you,
was
again, you're
abusive.
thinking in the
and
21st century.
he was
But you're
abusive,
thinking in the 21st century.
but he
then-
was a good man.
Yeah. But
because the
'Cause
money,
the money.
made him a good
Right.
man.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
And
to
the mother
me.
didn't care about the daughter's well.
how many?
Right.
But how many people stay in those kind of relationships
A lot.
until?
A lot.
That's what I'm
A
saying.
lot.
That's what I'm saying. So
A
sometimes you
lot.
come out and you come out and you try to, you know what? That person calls you, Sharon, and you go over there, and you know what? Then you get in the middle of a squabble, and guess what? A week later, she's still with him. She's mad at you. He's mad at
That's
you.
what I'm
And
saying.
you put your neck out on the line. Sometimes you just
And
gotta
it-
mind
it is
your
a
own
risk.
damn
Sometimes
business.
you
There is
gotta
a
mind
risk.
your business.
There is a
There
risk.
is a
There's a risk. And some people saying, you know what? I ain't dealing with that crap.
So let's
But
get
Victor is my man, would go with me over there and we would handle it. Right, boo?
no, because he already said sit down.
Yeah. Sit down. Don't jeopardize our situation. That's what Miss
Oh God.
Excuse me. So Fatim is my man, would go with me and handle the situation.
gotta
Right,
handle the
Brooklyn?
business. Brooklyn in the house, baby.
See the difference between Brooklyn and South Carolina.
see, Victor says, nah, I'm not putting nothing on your books. You want to leave your family to go intervene in someone else's
I
mess?
put them 100
Bye,
times.
Felicia. Voodoo says girlfriends watch their girlfriends go through abuse every day. And in many cases, they are more focused on trying to get in bed with their friend's abuser.
Mm. Oh my goodness.
That
know
is
what?
so. Wait.
And then they're
oh, voodoo. Voodoo.
Voodoo,
you finally got your bomb because you know what? And then he's
you had to
nice
get
to the
some
friend,
horns
right?
first.
That's crazy though. That's yeah. You gotta get
Come
the
on,
whole-
Gabriel.
That's another day and another letter.
That
Trust
is
me.
crazy. Victor says, "I send you to divorce Wait, what?
I send you the divorce
I
papers.
send you the divorce papers to the jailhouse because obviously you don't care about us. Care about Kathy, the coochie catcher."
I am sorry. I
Ain't
don't have
no
my
Victor.
bell. tape.
Kathy the Coochie Catcher. I hate Victor so much. Someone help me. I'm asking you
All
for
my
help.
songs are gone.
Help.
But
But
he
that's
is
it.
so
But that's it.
stupid.
I mean, we don't have nothing.
Kathy.
Do the ooh.
Coochie
That deserves
catcher.
that deserves the ooh. That's Kathy. Yeah. Kathy Coochie Catcher.
Oh my God, Victor.
That's a
Victor
good one,
says
Vic.
no one is helpless. They choose to be helpless.
Mm-mm. No, I don't think people choose to be helpless. Some people can't help.
Some people don't even know how to
I mean,
get
when you
help.
fear for your life, someone tell me you leave me, I'm gonna kill you. Come on.
Tasha says that's why my motto has always been I'm going to be your friend, but at the end of the day, I'm not butting in your relationship for the reason you may go back to the individual. I will support whatever you choose, but I'm not going to intervene, especially when it can cause me problems.
Some again, different show for this, but some people look at abuse as love.
Yeah.
Mm.
They look at abuse as
Because
love.
that's what they're used to. A lot
That's
of
what
people
I'm
grew
saying.
up with that.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
they're used to seeing that. So they think that's what love is.
That's right.
You know, if you don't, that's why so many people are hurting and they're hurting that person they're getting in relationships
Mhm.
with because they're so scorned from when they was
Mhm.
children and they didn't get help for it. R.
Mhm.
Kelly, for example.
Mm, mm,
I mean, I hate to go
Mhm.
there.
mhm.
We
But-
talked about it. Didn't we
Mhm.
talk about that?
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like you getting abused and all this when you was a child, and you never got help for it.
The
You think
mental's
it's
bad.
okay.
The mental's bad, and yeah,
And
that's
yeah.
regular for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. This
That's
is my
right.
life. This
And
is
I-
how it's supposed to be.
And I
right?
go to our good sister Tina Turner, and what love have to do with it? And you saw her story on film, and you saw how she got abused, and she accepted that. Remember in front of the kids, and how she had to put on that role. But eventually she was pushed over that line. Enough was enough, even though she had a sister that made her look at it from a different perspective and say, girl, you got to look out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And just like Victor, Ike, abused, he played on her emotions.
yes,
You're going to
of
leave me
course.
like all the rest of them.
Right.
You don't love me. He played on her emotions.
And we taught that. A lot of us are taught that.
Mm.
A lot of us are taught that.
Voodoo says people don't have time to help you when their own ish is F.
Yeah, that is
up.
true.
That is true.
Voodoo also says side chicks help bring down the abuse numbers, or helping bring down the
That can
abuse.
be true.
I heard.
That's true. That can be
I
true
heard.
because
I heard.
honestly, you are taking some of that stress is
Right.
relieved.
I wouldn't be opposed to the side chick, as long as I can have me a side man. Then
No, it got to be tit for tat, huh?
Yep.
Mhm.
we'll meet in the middle.
There you go.
All right, I'll holler.
So y'all
Or
might
I'm
as well-
bowling.
Jill says, I got two best friends and I wouldn't want their men. They both ugly and and one ain't worth a shit. And I told her he was too what? I don't know. I told her he was too.
Oh gosh. She said that she told her. And I told her he was too. She know it. You ain't have to tell her. She knew it. Got that ugly man. Ooh,
Side chick, side man, side burns. If you cheat, I beat. He's so stupid.
Oh gosh.
All right, guys. So I guess we can, close it up. What to this man?
Close it up. Not wrap it up. Victor.
Close them legs.
Wrap. Close it up.
Close it up.
For Victor, close them hands. That's what he do.
Well, as soon as he get off here, he greasing them up. So to this brother, what are y'all final thoughts?
I say there's nothing wrong with a man who has the ability to take care of his woman. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not gonna lie, and the women can lie. Some women can lie if they want to. No woman want no man with nothing.
Oh well, no.
Because you're the king. I mean, and I need you to have something. And and I'm not saying you got to pay all my bills, but I need people really, when they meet, to disclose certain things. People hide bills, people hide credit, people hide, they do.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't think it's nothing wrong with asking, hey, what's your credit score? How many credit cards do you have? Because that's how you know who can manage your house.
That's true.
So it's nothing wrong with, and you can trust with your money, because if your credit score bad, you can't trust her with your money, or him, vice versa. How many men there are plenty of men don't have a credit card. It doesn't mean they have bad credit, but they ain't got a credit card.
Mhm.
Prime example, me and you talked about credit. Prime example, young man didn't have no credit, want to buy a car, but you ain't have no credit, not even a credit card. And now your payment was going to be doubled because you ain't have no credit. Not that it was bad, you didn't have any.
Yeah.
You weren't taught, but you went to someone and asked them for a favor who was taught, who did maintain all of that. It's not their responsibility. No woman wants a man that doesn't have anything and can't help take care of them. You might not have to take care of all of my needs, but I need to know that I have that backing from a man. And in return, I hold him down.
I'm gonna start off with, since this is the final thoughts. Y'all may laugh at first, but this is how I'm gonna start it. I look at the movie King Kong. You got King Kong and you had Faye Dunaway, whatever the woman you want to pay with. If you watch the 2000 version, I don't care. The bottom line is King Kong was gonna protect his woman. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. You understand? He was gonna protect his woman. At the end of the day, she wasn't cooking and cleaning for him, but at the end of the day, she accepted her role as the woman, and she expected him to be that protector and the provider, because that's what he was. Matter of fact, in that movie, there was another man trying to get with that woman, but King Kong even showed more manhood than that man. roll it down to a mobster at the end of the day. A mobster is running an organization and he's running a family. And at the end of the day, he knows his role. He's going to make sure that he takes care of that family financially. And that woman knows her role as what she needs to do to make sure that when he comes in, he's running an organization and he's also running a family. The point I'm saying is know your roles, but as you said, respect each other. When you respect each other and you respect each other's roles and understand and communicate, I started with King Kong, but bring us back to two human beings. We have a mouth, we have a mind, and we should have some type of wisdom.
Right.
Respect one another, communicate with one another, and however you choose to make this work, make sure that it's operating on all cylinders. And when you are respecting one another and you're working together, then and you're on the same page, then things will work.
True.
Right. And see, and that's my thing. That's a great point, Fatine. If you two have that understanding of how your relationship is going to work, it's no one else's business. As long as it's working for you two, live your life. No one should know what's going on inside your household anyway. Like, I'm very private. If I'm paying all the bills, Aunt Susie, Aunt Mamie, Aunt Patricia, my dad, like nobody's
They
going to
shouldn't
know that.
They should not
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's no one's business what goes on inside.
Because they're going to talk about
the
it.
hou- Exactly.
At the end of the day,
Exactly.
he over there paying all them bills and
Right.
she ain't working.
Right. So at the end of the day, it's all mainly on those two individuals. Y'all come to that agreement on how bills are going to get paid, who's going to pay what, who's going to do this, who's going to wash the dishes. I mean, that's between those two individuals. So the brother that wrote this, I mean, I get where you're coming from. You know, the man's supposed to be the head of the household. But like I said earlier, it's 2021. Things are totally different. I mean, you know, if you got that brother that can take care of the household, kudos to him. But if you got those couples that they're, and like you said, it's not going to be 50-50. Somebody's going to be paying for more something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, to each his own. To each his own. Going to some of these comments right quick before we go. Stevenson says, one thing that I hate is a man that been abusive to a woman at home, and when he get in the street, he is acting like he is a macho man. But to me, he's a coward, most definitely. And those are the ones that's at the home beating up on their women. But if a man say something to him, you know, they step back. Those are the cowards. Voodoo says, I only go to strip clubs where the dancers have their credit score on their G-strings.
Bomb.
So
We done
that.
revoke your bomb. Voodoo,
oh my God.
Voodoo went
Retract
somewhere
it.
else later.
Bomb-
But after I
bomb
mentioned King
retracted.
Kong. And
Yeah.
just Voodoo, if King Kong could have, he would have. Okay? Let's trust me. With
Bomb
your
retracted.
Right. Victor says he can multitask. So he can play with his meat and he can text.
Mm.
Stevenson says, I am the only king of this household. Wait, if I'm the only king of this household, where's my queen at? Just like in a chess game, even the king is the masterpiece. He still can't make any moves without the queen around him.
That's correct.
That's pretty good.
And who is the strongest piece? Who
The
is the
queen.
strongest? Exactly.
The queen.
The queen
The
is the
queen, yeah.
strongest piece on
On the
that board, on
chessboard.
chessboard. The most protective
Protected,
piece is the
most,
king.
Yes.
But
The
that
queen
that's
can
right.
take down that king.
everything
Right.
on that board.
The knights, the king, everything
Damn.
go.
Voodoo says that's fine if you want to date a gorilla.
Well, that goes.
That's why Voodoo went somewhere else. I
Ah,
was bell,
Norbert did. Norbert, he married a gorilla. Yes.
Victor says she better use her mouth and her mind if she wants to keep a man.
Please don't read
I
all
ca-
of this.
Gotta
Victor
do the
needs to go to
same
sleep.
keep a-
I said,
I gotta do the same to keep a woman.
I
Victor,
just
this
say
is the
women
last
stop
thing.
dating them whack ass men.
Hmm.
Period.
Victor says abuse
Yeah, I said
abuse.
it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I said it.
Abuse comes in all forms. Women hold out on cat. That's abuse. Well, Okay. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Tangy Tea of Life.
Wrap it.
Wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for your comments. I love it. We'll be going back through and checking out your comments as well. Live to hear you. Stevenson says he can't get back on the live to hear us. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, but thanks guys for watching the tea tonight. Sharon, my girl, thank you so much for sitting in
Not a
with
problem.
us. Appreciate
Enjoyable.
you.
Yeah.
For
Thank you.
team back in the Carolinas,
Nice
thank
to
you, my
see
brother.
It's always nice to see
Yes.
both of you all and
So
Victor,
good.
but he's not here tonight.
Right.
But we understand what he has to take care of. So
Right.
do you do always on the job, bro? Do your
Yes.
job.
You hear with Voodoo? Voodoo, is that a threat?
It's going to be some abuse on the tea if y'all keep skipping my call.
Y'all know me and Veronica both work out. Don't play with
Voodoo,
us.
Okay.
just join the show. Let's, you know what I'm saying?
He says, I bet King Kong ate off paper plates.
I tell you, there's a lot of comments after I made that King Kong statement. Trust me.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Thank y'all so much for watching the tea. We appreciate y'all each and every Tuesday and Thursday. Y'all can check us out at 8:00. Leave comments. Of course, go to tangyteaoflife@gmail.com if you have topic suggestions. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please hit us up, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Or you can leave it right here on the Tangy Tea of Life page. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Buckle up on the roads. Drive safely.
And
Wrap it up.
wrap it.
Blow the bomb, blow the bomb, blow the bomb.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.